Hello, and welcome to our presentation of Business Culture and Communication in Spain by Kara, Rachel, Jeremy, and Angela, myself, who will be presenting. First thing we're going to discuss today is the dress code in Spain. We have business professional and business casual. For business professional, for men, it will look like dark suits and tie, polished shoes, fabrics that should be of high quality. For women, that's going to look like a conservative suit or dress with neutral colors and minimal patterns and subtle jewelry. Grooming for both men and women is clean, styled hair, light or neutral makeup, and well manicured nails. Business casual for men is going to look like collared shirts. Blazers are optional, dress trousers, and polished shoes. For women, smart blouses and skirts or collared pants in solid colors and minimal prints. In Spain, style, elegance, and attention to detail is appreciated. What does a typical day and week look like in Spain? So the typical day, it is common to have a split day schedule. That would be from about 9 to 2 p.m. with a 2 to 3 hour break and finishing the day off from 4 to 7 p.m. Some companies do run a more traditional day from 8 to 5 p.m. or 9 to 6 p.m., but it is common to see that split day schedule. And that is because there is an often 2 to 3 hour break in between for socializing, short siestas, because work-life balance is important in Spain. And also because lunch is the main meal, whereas breakfast and dinner tend to be light. This is less common in larger cities nowadays. However, traditional businesses or smaller towns will still observe this 2 to 3 hour midday siesta, which again shows the importance of rest and work-life balance. As far as what your week looks like, Friday afternoons are often shorter. Important meetings typically run mid-morning from 10 to 12 or mid-afternoon from about 4 to 6 p.m. And this is to observe those 2 to 3 hours in between. Spaniards prioritize flexibility and personal time, often scheduling outside standard windows can be inconvenient. Punctuality is appreciated in more formal business contexts, even arriving early. However, 10 to 15 minutes late will be tolerated in more informal settings. It is a good idea to confirm appointments ahead of time, as being late for your first meetings may affect your credibility. Hofstede notes that Spain has moderate punctuality norms, especially compared to other countries such as Germany or Switzerland. Meetings in Spain are generally less rigid than in the US. Open discussion is encouraged. Small talk about family, holidays, or local culture usually precedes business talk. Hierarchy is respect for seniors. Managers are often the ones to make decisions, but team members are consulted as well. Meetings may be longer and more indirect and involve roundabout discussions. Building relationships is prioritized over fast transactional business meetings. And this is because in Spain, they value personal connection, and this often yields stronger bonds than fast transactional office meetings. Here we see Hofstede's cultural dimensions. Power distance is a moderate score because of the respect for hierarchy. Individualism is a moderate score. Individual achievement is valued. Personal relationships are still important. Masculinity versus femininity is moderate. There's a focus on quality of life, cooperation, and work-life balance. Uncertainty avoidance is high. There is a preference for clear plans, rules, and structured processes. Long-term orientation is short to medium focus. Decisions consider immediate and near future outcomes as opposed to long-term outcomes. Indulgent is high, enjoying life, socializing, and food is significant culturally in Spain. Some formalities you should be aware of is using titles and last names until you have been invited to use first names. Handshakes are often firm but brief. Prolonged handshakes are unusual. When accepting a business card, you should exchange politely with your right hand and inspect the card before putting it away. Make sure to keep eye contact, as this shows honesty, confidence, and engagement. And you may even want to sprinkle in a few Spanish phrases, which will show respect for culture. Humor in business as well can be welcome. This can break tension, but please avoid sarcasm or jokes about politics or history. Body language in Spain can look like expressive gestures, facial expressions, and hand movements, and all these are common. You're going to want to avoid stiff or reserved posture, as this may perceive you as disinterested. Personal space is closer than in other countries like the US. A light touch on the arm or shoulder is accepted and welcome. And remember to smile and maintain natural gestures to build rapport. As far as dining etiquette, this is important because this is key for relationship building. Many deals are discussed over meals. The protocol is you're going to want to wait to be seated and follow your host's lead. Try all dishes that are offered. Refusing them may be impolite. And you're going to want to avoid talking about business first. Engage in social conversation to build rapport. When making a toast, eye contact is mandatory. Business lunches or dinners can last 2 to 3 hours, include multiple courses, as well as coffee or wine after. Some key do's and don'ts in Spain. You do want to build personal relationships before business discussions. You're going to want to show interest in the culture, food, and customs. And remember to be patient. Negotiations may take longer in Spain than in other countries. Bringing small gifts when visiting a colleague's home or meeting high-level executives go a long way. Things you don't want to do in Spain are avoid rushing or showing impatience. Never criticize Spanish customs, politics, or government. You're going to want to avoid aggressive sales tactics. Indirect persuasion in Spain works much better. And don't interrupt senior members during meetings. And on the last slide here, you can see our references that were used to gather all of this information.